evening, everyone. We welcome you to Harry E. Winter Stadium in Willoughby, Ohio for tonight's WKYC.com high school football game of the week. North meets South. Eastlake North going to take on Willoughby South for bragging rights in this great community. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dave DeNatale. Happy to have you with us tonight. It's week number 5. After tonight, we are halfway through the 2019 high school football season, the regular season anyway, and it goes quick. I always tell people it goes quick, but we're in for a treat tonight as these two great rivals in the same school district, Eastlake North, Willoughby South, set to square off tonight in a battle that's just one of the great traditional rivalries, not just here in Lake County, but across greater Cleveland. Now, coming into today's game, let's talk first about South. They check in at 3-1 on the year. They're going to be a little bit cross, though, I think, when the game starts. Still trying to shake off the disappointment of a 3-point loss last week, or actually a 2-point loss last week to and Madison able to come down the field there at the end, kick a field goal, a 19-yard field goal, and win the football game. And all of a sudden, then it's lights out and game over, and it cost South their first loss of the year. But Matt Duffy's squad is playing well, though, on the whole, and they're doing so with a terrific quarterback. We're going to call his number a lot tonight as a thrower. We're going to call his number tonight as a runner as well, as Justin Grossel is the guy that's going to be calling the action tonight. And he's a 5'10", 165-pound senior. He has already thrown 6 touchdown passes this year in the first 4 games. He has also run for just a shade under 200 yards, 191 on the ground, a couple of touchdown runs. So Grossel's a guy that Eastlake is going to have to keep an eye on. And the problem, though, he can run, he can throw. It's an offense that's multi-dimensional. You've got a great wide receiver in Rico Small, who is an Eastern Michigan commit. He's a young man that has a lot of talent in terms of off the game here to kick off the start. Here we go. All right. So it'll be Matt Duffy's offense on the field first, so we'll get a look at running the football tonight. There'll be 2 guys for South that North is going to have to really keep an watch on. Deshad Reese and Iris Sampson. Reese is a senior. He's rushed for 347 yards on the year. Sampson, 324 yards. He is a sophomore. They have combined for 9 touchdowns, and so you put the numbers together, about 700 yards. And then we mentioned Rico Small. He's the talent. He's probably the most talented of the receiving corps, but they like Mike Ward and they like Max Bauer, and those 2 will get some work as well. So, and also Danny Gallagher. So it's a very wide open offense. And then you flip the switch and you talk about North. They are much more one-dimensional. They love to run the football, and they've got the Walker brothers, Thomas and James. They have combined for 600 yards on the ground this year and 5 touchdowns. North is 2-2 on the year. Don't pay that much attention. We have a bit of a stoppage here. The North had already gotten on the field and ready to kick, and now head coach Sean Dodd is calling over his team here. I don't think we're quite ready to go. We're just about here, and I think we had 2 minutes on our clock. Yeah, that makes sense. So we still have a few more moments. North is 2-2. Don't put too much stock in the record. I mean, they had to run into the buzzsaw that's the Kenston Bombers last week, and Sean Dodd actually thought that his team played pretty well in the first half, but as they do with so many other teams, Kenston really was able to kind of flip the switch, and in the second half really able to pull away from North. But they really feel like they learned something about the team, and they feel in pretty good position here for tonight's game. So North and South, it's been a one-sided rivalry for the most part, and actually at one point won this matchup 14 straight times, and then all of a sudden North won it last year, and now everybody was, back here was going, wow, what's going on here? And it's interesting to see tonight. You kind of walk around here and you see people talking, and it's like, man, I can't believe that North broke the streak. So South is going to be looking for some payback, and as I said earlier, they're already going to be a little bit cross after losing last week to Madison in the last second. So it'll be interesting to see, the emotions of this game. This is a rivalry game in every sense. The same school district, they're separated by just a few miles away. It's like, the distance between Durham and Chapel Hill. It's Eastlake and Willoughby. Obviously, are very close to each other. So it's a rivalry that's very, very close to the hearts of a lot of people around here. Apparently, folks, I'm gonna have to stand here. So we'll get you'll see me out of the camera shot here for a little bit, but I'll sit down when I can here. But I gotta stand, unfortunately, so I can see. All right, we're ready to go here. North, South. This is everything you'd want in a Week 5 high school rivalry. This is voted on by you, the fans, outbeating some big heavyweights like Strongsville, Brunswick, and also Mayfield and Chardon. You wanted us to be here. We're here, and we're happy to be here. It's a short kick fielded by one of the up men of the Rebels at the 30-yard line, and he'll be brought down at about the 33. Just was kind of a pooch kick. Didn't have a whole lot behind it, and it will be Rebel football, 1st and 10, and they're going to spot it actually near their own 34-yard line. So that's where Justin Grossel and company will go to work, 1st and 10. Again, Grossel the quarterback, Rico Small, Max Bauer, Mike Ward are the wide receivers. Don't worry, I promise you're not going to get in any camera shot over there. You're good. Deshaun Reese is the running back, but we'll see a lot of Ira Sampson throughout the ball game. Grossel ready to go against this 3-4 North defense. 1st down, Grossel wants to throw. He's got time. Now he's going to be flushed. Rolls right. He'll tuck and run ahead to the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line as that play closed quickly. Joey Skolny, the outside linebacker for the Rangers, running Grossel out of bounds after only about a gain of 2. Actually, they were going to give him a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9. Out of that pistol, quickly Grossel gets his team to the line. And it'll be a running play on 2nd down, and the give, I believe that is Reese at the 40-yard line. And he'll be taken down near the 41. It'll be a 3rd down coming up here. I'll double check on the ball carrier there. Yeah, it was Ira Sampson. He wears 9, Reese wears 6. And these gray jerseys with the light blue numbers make it awfully difficult to figure out who's who. And before we can run a 3rd down and 3, we have a stoppage in play. And I think Ira Sampson has an equipment issue, and he's going to have to come out. And here comes Deshaun Reese. Rebels have the ball at their own 41, just getting started here. 1st quarter at Harry E. Winder Stadium. It's a 3rd and 3, and they'll give to Reese. Reese cuts left, gets a 1st down, gets to the 50-yard line, down to the 45, to the 43 of the Rangers, and he's finally put down there. But he gets into North territory in a 1st down. Johnny Lanning made the tackle, the safety for the Rangers, but it's a 1st down pickup for Deshaun Reese. Dylan Froelich, Gabe Shippenese, and Ethan Spoth are the down lineman for the North Rangers. We'll check the rest of the team here in a second. This is almost a wildcat look here on 1st down. You've got 4 men in the backfield. They'll flip it, go right side, and it's Danny Gallagher. Gallagher, the wide receiver, will take it inside the 40 and flip it out to the 38. You had Reese, you had Gallagher, I think Small and Sampson all in the same backfield. Yeah, Grossel was not in on that play, I don't believe. Or if he was out as a slot man. Now he's back in at quarterback. They'll give Gallagher 4 on that run. 2nd down and 6 now at the North 37. Grossel shoots one over the middle. Pass is caught. It's Gallagher at the 31-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down as Lanning will put him down right at the 30-yard line on a 1st down. Nate O'Connor, Thomas Walker, Nate Stuck, and Joey Skolny are the linebackers for North. Dom Mercanti and Matt Kunzman are the corners. Johnny Lanning, Mo Morgan are the safeties. Ball at the 30-yard line of the Rangers. 1st and 10. Ball at the left hash. Grossel out of the pistol, ready to go. He rolls right, looking. He can run if he wants to. Now a flag goes down, and Grossel's going to take off. At the 20, he's to the 15, he's to the 10, cuts right down at the 6-yard line. The flag is down back near the line of scrimmage. So probably going to come back here, but we'll see. Might have been an official seeing holding on the defense downfield, but again, where they threw the flag, it would lead one to indicate it's probably an offensive holding, but let's see. Now sideline warning against the Rangers. So Grossel gets the first down pickup. You put it now 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Rebels. 10:15 to go, first quarter. Terrific start for Willoughby South. Now, can they punch it in? Grossel has one man to each side of him out of the pistol. 1st and goal from the 6. Grossel. And whistles blow as he gives the ball over to Reese, and it's going to be a false start, and that'll back it up. So just as they were set up 1st and goal at the 6, this will pull it back to the 11-yard line and make it 1st and goal from there. More than 6,500 of you voted this week in our WKYC.com Game of the Week voting. And as I mentioned, it was a pretty sizable margin here. People wanted us to come here and see North versus South, and we're glad to be here. On 1st and goal from the 11, direct snap on the Wildcat. I believe that is Sampson, and he's pulled down for a loss back at the 14-yard line. And there's another, well, before that play even took place, there was an illegal motion. So actually, that was Reese who was the carrier. It doesn't really matter. It's another penalty on the Rebels. So just as they get to the 6, back-to-back penalties, and they're the kind of penalties that drive coaches crazy. They're pre-snap penalties. I was just talking about this the other night with the Browns with Jim Donovan on Donovan and Dino. It just drives coaches nuts. You know, they talk about controlling the controllables. These are controllables. So in back-to-back plays, it goes back to the 16. It's 1st and goal at the 16. This is not the furthest goal to go situation we've had in the first 5 games of the year. We had, 4th and 26 a couple weeks ago. Grossel to throw, shoots it over the middle. Gallagher at the 6, makes a nice move at the 5 and brought down at the 4-yard line, where it will be 2nd and goal there. I believe it was Matt Kunzman who made the tackle. But a good pickup as they get to the 4. It's about a 12-yard pass play from Justin Grossel to Danny Gallagher. Gallagher now with 10 receptions on the season. And they go back to that Wildcat look. 4 in the backfield. Rico Small will get the snap. Small runs to his right at the 5, head down, and tried to get to the outside, and North just wouldn't let him go. And it will be 3rd and goal. I think they're going to mark it right at the 5. They are. We'll put it over the right hash there as Max Bauer checks in, and Deshad Reese will check out. You know, you like the idea, if you're Matt Duffy, put the ball in the hands of your playmaker, Rico Small, but he just didn't have any room there. All right, here we go again. Now Grossel back in at quarterback. 3rd and goal from the 5. Grossel looks over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Was looking, I believe, for Gallagher, that same little slant route on the middle. That time Gallagher slipped, and it'll be a 4th down. Just was not able to keep his footing. Crowd looking for a flag. They're not going to get it. Instead, they're going to get a Sam Patrizzi field goal attempt. Patrizzi on the air. 1 for 1. He kicked a 28-yarder earlier in the season, and before they can set up this field goal attempt, officials again stopping play here. They had it in the middle of the field. Now they're going to move the ball to the right hash, and this will be about a 21. Right hash, high snap, the ball's pulled down, the kick is up, it's on its way, and it is good. Sam Patrizzi's now 2 for 2 in field goals this season, and he puts the Rebels on top 3-0 with 8:44 to play in the opening quarter. And yes, you may have heard the cannon here at Harry E. Winter Stadium goes off after that field goal. So a promising drive for the Rebels, but those back-to-back pre-snap penalties really kind of put a stop to it or just kind of slowed the momentum, and they weren't able to punch it in for the touchdown, but they were able to at least get some points out of it. And we'll get our first look at the North offense here coming up. Dylan Froelich started the year at quarterback, and he's a good thrower if they need him to, if they need somebody to throw the football a lot. But Chris Malika has been more of a running quarterback, and they've liked what he's done working with the Walker brothers. So 3-0 as North will have, I believe that's James Walker on the right, and that's Johnny Lanning to the left, back deep to receive. 8:44 to play here in this first quarter. 3-0 Rebels. As the kick will drift over to Lanning's right. He makes the catch at the 7-yard line, ahead to the 10. Stutter steps at the 12 and put down at the 13-yard line. Yeah, you can't stutter step like that. South with some good pressure coming down on special teams. And I think that was Max Bauer who made the tackle for the Rebels down there on special teams. So Malika the quarterback, Thomas Walker, James Walker, and Brandon Dolan are the running backs. Cam Proctor and Trey Gay are the wide receivers. A big, huge offensive line for the Rangers. Josh Barzell at left tackle. Ryan Bear, 315-pounder at left guard. Gabe Shippenese is the center. He's a 290-pounder. Ethan Spoff, 310-pounder at right guard. Ryan Volk, 265 at right tackle. All right, 1st and 10 at the 13 for the Rangers. They trail 3-0. In motion goes Brandon Dolan, and they'll give to the second man through. The pile moves out to the 15-yard line. I think it was Dolan on the carry. It happened so quick. All of us were kind of looking down quickly. Give him a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8. As Malika will go under center. One man in the backfield, that's James Walker. And Malika's going to keep it and get buried back at the line of scrimmage. Actually, they may put him down for a loss. Willoughby South runs out of a 3-4 defense. Zach Wheeler, John Susnick, and Trevion Barrow up front. Vince DeSanio, Mike Marino, Drew Butera, and Ira Sampson are the linebackers. William Lewis, Joe DeFranco at corner. Ryan Rasick and Ben Selesky are the safeties. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, no, actually they have it just inside the 15. So it will be 3rd down and a long 8. Malika under center. And he'll turn and give the ball to Walker. And I believe it's Thomas Walker on the carry, and nothing doing. Good stand as Walker is put down at the 16-yard line. He gets 1 yard, and it'll be a punt situation for the Rangers. Now that big offensive line not able to get enough push and movement there. And Austin Vitello, who averages about 30 yards a kick, will punt it to Danny Gallagher, who's in single safety at the Ranger 48-yard line. All right, Vitello stands at his 3 to await the snap. 3-0 Rebels. It's a good snap. And Vitello gets the kick away. It's high, but it's short. And Gallagher's going to watch it bounce, and the Rangers are going to down it at the north 42-yard line. So a very, very short field for the Rebels here to take over for their second possession of this first quarter. 3-0 in favor of South with 6:36 to play here in this first quarter. Folks, I tell you, I would move, as I sit here for a second, just a second, I would move my camera over so you can see the scoreboard, but I've got a loaded press box here. I can't do it, so unfortunately, you're stuck with the side view there. I'll see if I can make an adjustment here and move something over if I can, but I'm sure you all understand. Ball at the 41-yard line, 1st down as Grossel looks to throw, sets up a bubble screen to the right. That's Rico Small with the catch, and Small will run inside the north 35 down near the 33-yard line. Give Rico Small 8 on that bubble screen. It'll be a 2nd down and 2. Now Small will move over with Gallagher and Ward out to the left. We got Sampson in the backfield. And that's Reese actually to the 30. He'll go to the 25 with a big head of steam. And it's a 1st down to the 24 before Joey Skolny can make the tackle. Deshaun Reese averages about 7 yards per carry. He's a senior. Sampson's a sophomore. They've gotten about an equal amount of carries this year. And Reese gives the Rebels a 1st down. Ball now at the 24. Grossel to throw. Shoots one left side, incomplete. Looking for Rico Small at the 18-yard line. Pretty well covered by Johnny Lanning. And also over there for North was Chris Malika. Not only does he play quarterback, he helps out on defense. So does Dylan Froelich. It's one of the reasons why Froelich's a defensive end. It's one of the reasons why they're comfortable now having Malika, as they'll go to Reese on 2nd down, and he'll break an initial tackle, but then he's wrestled down nicely at the 21-yard line, as that was Justin Tuck on the tackle. And you mark it now down at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6 from there. Because Froelich is so good as a defensive end, because he doesn't have to play quarterback, he can get more reps on the defensive side. That Wildcat look coming in here again for the Rebels, and before they can run a play, we've got a flag down. A dead ball foul of a false start, and instead of 3rd and 6, make it 3rd and 11. So we approach 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 in favor of South. We're facing now a 3rd and 11 at the 26. Here they're coming from the Wildcat, and it'll be a keeper and running it down to the 20-yard line. That's Rico Small getting the carry, and that will set up a 4th and 5. And Matt Duffy's going to send Max Bauer in as another wide receiver. He comes in. I believe that's Mike Ward coming out, and it will be 4th and 5 from there. Actually, that was Ryan Mendenhall checked out. South has to get inside the Ranger 15-yard line to keep this drive going. Here's Grossel to throw on 4th down. Under pressure, flags fly, he throws. Pass, looked like a rolling catch was made at the 4-yard line. And it is complete, but there's a flag down and probably in the area of holding that will nullify a 1st down grab. I think that was Gallagher who made that catch over on the far side, but again, this one's coming back. You could see where, from our vantage point, when Grossel started his roll to the right, that's what precipitated the holding. And that's been a problem here. Again, the penalty flags for the Rebels. It's been an issue this season. It's been an issue so far tonight. So that holding penalty will move it back to the 30. Actually, closer to the 31-yard line. And instead of 4th and 5, it's now considerably longer. You're talking about a 4th and 16 here. But it's too close for them to not go for it. So that's what they're going to do here. Is Grossel to throw on 4th down, steps up. He's in trouble, loses the football, picks it back up, keeps his footing back at the 35, reverses his field, in trouble, finally brought down at the 32. And Nate O'Connor finally made the tackle. I got to tell you, though, Justin Grossel, that is probably the prettiest ugly 3-yard gain you will ever see in high school football. I don't know how he didn't fall down back at the 35. He used one hand to keep his footing, but by that time so much time had elapsed and he just wasn't able to throw anybody downfield. Good coverage by that Ranger defense, and that holding penalty really, really comes back to haunt the Rebels. And North will take over now at their own 33-yard line. Wow. I can't give Curl the credit. That was a heck of an effort. Unfortunately, though, it comes up for nothing. Under center goes Chris Malika. 1st and 10 as Brandon Dolan is the lone man in the backfield. As you got 2 wings and what? Actually, it was Frolics in the backfield, but a pre-snap penalty, legal substitution against the Rangers. So apparently it's contagious. Make it 1st and 15. But they want to, even though Froelic's not playing quarterback really for them anymore, as a starter anyway, they want to get the ball in his hands as much as they can. And a timeout is taken by the Rangers. That's their first of either team here in this first quarter. 3-0 Rebels with 3:52 to play in this opening frame. We'll keep an eye throughout the evening on scores from other games. Unfortunately, unlike last week where we were literally the last game in town last week because of the high scoring delayed in the kickoff time back at Medina, so everybody ended before we did. We're pretty much going to be on par or ahead of anybody else here the way we're going tonight with this game. But I'll be interested to see a lot of those games in the Greater Cleveland Conference, particularly Strongsville and Brunswick. The Mustangs 4-0. The Blue Devils 3-1, coming off of a heartbreaking loss to Solon last week. And we'll see how everybody reacts. Wings on each side. And it's going to be a pitch out to the right. That's James Walker getting the carry, and he'll take it forward to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. So basically back to the line of scrimmage with all that effort and little else. 2nd and 15. As we mentioned, I mean, Malika's thrown 6 passes this year. Froelich has thrown 23, so 29 passes in 4 games. You know, you do the math. You know, it's about 7 pass attempts per game. So if the Rangers can't run the football, they're going to be in trouble here. They pride themselves on their ability to move the chains. As we've got movement along the lines, late whistle, and there it is. There's the flag call. And that's going to be a false start against the Rangers. And a sloppy start here, both sides in this one. And sometimes this happens. It's rivalry week. You know, this is kind of when, as we saw, like we mentioned at the top, you know, for North last year to break that cold spell and win at home and beat the Rebels, I mean, it made their season. All right. So now it's a 2nd and 20 after that penalty. Malika will keep it, and he'll take it to the 25 for a short gain of 2. Just a kind of intentional quarterback draw, and it'll be 3rd and 18. So we are down to 2:35 to go in the quarter. But so far, the Rebels may be giving up a lot of size on their defensive line with their linebackers, but they're shooting the gaps, they're reading their keys, and they're not getting blown off the ball here. Late man in. And they needed to get Deshaun Reese in there as an extra backer. As Malika will roll left on 3rd and long, throws, and the pass is caught and hit out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Big hit after the catch. I think it was Zach Kozel who made the catch, and he got popped right as he made that reception near the 32-yard line. I didn't see who made the hit, but that was a big one. And it sets up a 4th down. And we'll see for the 2nd time tonight, Austin Vitello to punt. Vitello will punt, and Danny Gallagher in single safety at his 34-yard line. Pretty good snap for Vitello, gets the kick away. Better punt than the last one. Gallagher makes the running catch at the 32, a 4 to the 35, sidesteps at the 38, flags fly, as he's put down at the 40-yard line. So presumably, the Rebels will not be starting at the 40 or the 41. They'll be starting back a little bit further. But so far tonight, I mean, that was probably the most positive play that the North Rangers have gotten. I think that was about a 4-yard pass. I mean, they just have not been able to get any movement offensively. And even on that play, I mean, Malika was scrambling and just had to kind of flip it away. That'll be a 10-yard penalty on that illegal block, so move it back to the 29-yard line, and the Rebels will start there, 1st and 10. 2:04 to go here in this first quarter. 3-0 Willoughby South. Our WKYC.com high school football game of the week. As Justin Grossel ready to go. Low snap, picks it up, and hands it to the right at the 35-yard line, going out to the 40. That's Ira Sampson. And Sampson will be put down for a gain of 11 at the 40-yard line, or very close to the 40, and should have a first down where they're marking it here on their near side. Best part about that play for Matt Duffy, no penalties. All right, so Deshad Reese will check in. He and Sampson are both in the back, each side of Justin Grossel. 1st and 10, Rebels at the 40, and Reese will get the carry, and he'll take it to the 41, and that's it. He gets a yard and then gets wrestled back to the ground by a couple of white jerseys. So I'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. Clock continues to move as we approach 1 minute to play in this opening quarter. The Rebels facing a 2nd and 9 as Reese will check out and Ward checks back in. Trips receivers to the left. Shotgun for Justin. So Ira Sampson to his left. And Grossel to throw, looking left, throwing left, pass caught. Rico Small breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and takes it out to the 47-yard line. Every time the ball gets in Rico Small's hands, I mean, you can't blink, otherwise you're going to watch him fly. Even with 2 missed tackles, he takes it out to the 47. He's going to be about 3 yards short of a first down, so it'll be a 3rd and 3 there with 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Grossel will move Sampson now to his right. Trips receivers right, one to the left. And the give is going to be, I believe that's Sampson. He breaks a tackle and gets to the first down marker at the 50-yard line. Oh, strong running by the 5'11", 205-pound sophomore. Broke out of an initial tackle attempt and was able to get his way right to the 50-yard line. Good piece of running by Ira Sampson. Now Sampson will stand 2 yards behind Grossel to the right. Trips right for South. So we approach 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Grossel will keep it, fakes everybody out, takes it to the 46 to the 45-yard line, and brought down there for a 5-yard pickup. The outside linebacking combo of Nate O'Connor and Joey Skolny make the stop for the North Rangers. 2nd and 5. That's probably, let's see, we're down to 13-12. They may get one more playoff here before the end of the quarter. Just inside the 45. We're down to 8 seconds, 7 seconds. They don't have to run a play here. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Yep. The officials finally noticed that the quarter had ended. It's like T plus 10 seconds. Oh yeah, let's blow the whistles and end the quarter. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line. Let's go flip sides here to start the second quarter. 3-0 in favor of Willoughby South. We're all kind of standing up here going, okay, it's the end of the quarter. It's not an untimed down. Blow the whistle, blow the whistle. If you're just joining us, South had a good opening possession, but a couple of pre-snap penalties took them out of a goal-to-go situation, and they had to settle for a 22-yard field goal. And it was good by Sam Patrizi. And that's been the only scoring tonight. South had another good drive, but a holding penalty really nullified their good field position, and they ended up turning it over on downs. On the flip side, Eastlake North has done 0 offensively in this football game in their 2 possessions. Well, before the game, Stipe Miocic, the UFC heavyweight champion and Eastlake North graduate, was honored as he'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I was just told Kareem Hunt, Cleveland Browns running back and Willoughby South graduate, is in the house tonight as well. I'm not surprised. Kareem loved playing in games like this. not in this particular stadium, not in this field per se, as I believe that's Reese. As flags flies, he'll run it out left side to the 44-yard line, but I think there are 2 holding penalties coming up. And it's going to be a holding, no surprise, against the Rebels. Tyler Carey's got some scores here from first quarter games around the area. We'll pass those along for you here in just a couple minutes. But yeah, just back to Stipe Miocic. Just regained the heavyweight championship a couple of months ago, and he just, when you talk about Cleveland and pride and everything that goes into just the love of being from this area, you can't think of anybody more of an ambassador than Stipe Miocic. Big smile on his face when he was being introduced tonight. Was wearing the belt over his shoulder, of course. 2nd and 17 after that holding penalty. Here's Grossel to throw deep. Left side has a man there. It's touchdown! What a catch! Guess who? Rico Small! Unbelievable. Wait till you see the highlights later tonight on that catch. That was in triple coverage. There's a reason, listen, folks, there's a reason why he's going to play on Saturdays at Eastern Michigan University coming up. That was a D1 catch. That is a touchdown pass of 57 yards. Justin Grossel to Rico Small. Grossel with his 7th touchdown pass of the year. Small with his 5th touchdown catch. Extra point is up. And it is good. 10-0 in favor of the Rebels. I had to make sure. With 11:28 to play in this first half. Grossel was just basically trying to run for his life, and he threw it up for grabs, and we're all kind of standing looking at each other because he threw it into triple coverage. But when you have somebody with the athleticism of Rico Small, you trust your teammate to go and get the football. And that was a brilliant catch. And then once he made the catch, he was able to shed a couple of would-be tacklers and take it in for the touchdown. Best play we've seen this year, by far, in the first 5 games of the year. Lanning are back deep to receive for the Rangers, who are now down 10-0. Just when it looked like they were about to get another stop on defense. It'll be Lanning with the catch at the 10. He'll run to his left to the 15, stops, cuts back, and takes it out to the 20-yard line. Johnny Lanning was able to try to get something out of nothing, but had to run a long. The problem with that is he had to run a long way to get about 5 yards. And actually, that might have been Froelich who actually was on the carry. But it doesn't matter who brought it back. The problem is you're spending a lot of your energy to run it, 10, 15 yards across the field to get 5 yards upfield. Makes it difficult sometimes. All right. For the Rangers at their own 20-yard line, Malika will go under center. Again with that double wing look and one man in the backfield. North desperate for offense. James Walker in motion. Malika rolls left. He's got room. 25, 30, 35. Out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Easily the best play of the night for the Rangers. And a first down pickup for quarterback Chris Malika. Nice piece of broken field running for Malika. It's just basically a design rollout. And they feel like when you do that, what Sean Dodd is saying is, look, I think my quarterback, if he's got to either take a defensive end or a linebacker, my guy to the edge. And he certainly did on that play. Malika under center, first down of the game for the Rangers. Malika, just a little option He'll right this time. There's a flag down as Malika took it to the 42-yard line, and the of the penalty, although it looks like the Rebels were going to be a holding penalty against the Rangers, nullifying what would have been about a 4. It's just the timing of it. You wondered if maybe brought Malika down by the face or something like that. A holding penalty against Rangers. Move the football back to the 32-yard line and make it a 1st and 16. 11 minutes to play in this first half. Willoughby 10, Eastlake nothing. And now a 1st and 17 for the Rangers. Malika will send Brandon Dolan. Gave it to James Walker, who got buried in the backfield by Iris Sampson. Back at the 29 line. Oh. Running back there, and Walker had no chance. Iris Sampson could have taken that handoff, I think. So that's another loss. 32 back inside the 30, about 3 yards on that loss, and it's now 2nd and about 20. As they'll move wide left. I believe it's 2nd down. I think it is, yeah. Quarterback draw, ran into one of his own men. A tackle at the 30, runs to the as William Lewis, the cornerback, made the hit for South. Moving to 36, it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. And this is the problem, though, for North here. If they can't get this 1st down, they cannot afford to fall behind by too many scores and try to make a comeback. They're just not equipped to do that because they're not a team that's necessarily comfortable throwing the football. We've got a ton of time in this game, of course, but they don't want to have what would feel like, it's not a 3 and out, but it's what would feel like here if they can't execute. James Walker goes in motion. Malika will roll right. Chased. He throws, and it's incomplete. He's trying to get it out to Brandon Dolan, but I think that was again was coming in and giving pressure on Chris Malika. And the Rangers are going to have to punt. And we'll see Austin Vitello kick it to Danny Gallagher. Gallagher's been a busy man back there to receive. Vitello waits for the snap at his own 22-yard line. 10-0. 9:13 to go in this first half. We'll get a score update here from Tyler Carey in a second. I was curious to see how some of the games across the area are going tonight. Moving along the lines, no flag. Line drive kick. Gallagher will get it on the hop at the 24, crosses the 30, makes a nice move at the 35, another field, and we brought down the 41-yard line. Between Danny Gallagher and Rico Small, again, you better not blink if you're watching this football game tonight. You may miss something special. Hoban is leading St. Vincent St. Mary 7-0 in the first quarter. Chardon and Mayfield are scoreless in the first. Men are leading Medina 14-0 first quarter. McKinley over Hoover 14-10. That's in the second quarter. And Notre Dame Cathedral Latin leading Bedford 7-0. That's also in quarter number 1. So after the return from Danny Gallagher, 1st and 10 for South at their own 40-yard line. As looking to throw over the middle, and it's dropped at the 48-yard line. I was throwing a little bit behind Rico Small, but Grossel just kind of faked everybody and then kind of tried to pop it over the middle, almost like a middle screen there, and it's incomplete. But Rico Small was wide open there. That's one Grossel would like back. And probably Rico would want back too, to be honest. 2nd and 10. Grossel quickly gets the Rebels to the line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Low snap, he picks it up, and I believe that's Reese taking it out to the 44-yard line. Pick up a 4 for Deshad Reese, and it will set up a 3rd and 6. Under 9 minutes to play, first half. I'm Dave DeNatale here at Harry E. Winter Stadium, campus of Willoughby South High School. Rebels of Willoughby South leading the Rangers of Eastlake North 10-0. Grossel trying to draw the Rangers off sides here. Still plenty of time on the play clock, about 18 seconds here. From the pistol, Grossel looks right, throws right, pass incomplete at the 48-yard line. One-hopped it over on the near side in the direction of Rico Small. Sets up a 4th down and 6, and for the moment, Matt Duffy's leading the offense on the field, but keep in mind, Justin Grossel is the punter in addition to being the quarterback, so this may be a quick kick here. Oh, he just got somebody from the Rangers to jump off sides to make it 4th and 1. Got one of the defensive linemen to break formation quickly. So now for sure the Rebels with the ball at midfield on 4th and 1 are going to go for it here. As Ira Sampson checks into the backfield, he'll go to the right of Grossel. Reese is to his left. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. It's a 4th and 1 for Willoughby South from their own 49. Here's Sampson running to his left. And can he get to the 50? I don't think so. I think he's going to be marked short. Good pursuit by the Rangers over on the right side of their defense. Just did not allow Sampson to turn the corner. And it's going to be Ranger football at the Willoughby South 49-yard line. Nice stand by the Rangers. Their linebacking core, give them all credit there. They were able to go over to make the pursuit, make the stop. And I think Skolny was the one who finished off the play. 1st and 10 Rangers now at midfield. Technically now at the South 49-yard line for the first time all night. They've got the football in Rebel territory. Also, baseball. The Indians, who are in must-win mode, are already down 2-0 to the Nationals in the second. Rays and Jays, no score in the top of the second. Tough couple of days in Chicago for the Tribe. All right, here comes Malika on 1st down. He'll turn, and I think that's Dylan Froelich who gets the carry. He moves the pile all the way out to about the 42-yard line for a gain of close to 7. Froelich is a big guy, 6 foot, 215 pounds. He just kind of kept the pile moving, and that's one of their best running plays of the night, certainly. Nothing fancy, just go behind, especially Ryan Baird and Ethan Spot, the 2 big guards. Let them push the pile, and of course the big center, Shippenese. 2nd and about 3. Again on the ground. Same play, same call. It's Froelich, and he's close to the 1st down. And they'll give him the 1st down inside the Rebel 39. Couple of runs for Dylan Froelich. And for the first time tonight, really, there's some momentum offensively for the Eastlake North Rangers. 10-0 Rebels, but North on the move now at the Rebel 38-yard line. Froelich will be, again, the man in the backfield. Malika will go under center. James Walker will be wing left. And in motion goes Brandon Dolan. And here's a keeper, Malika running left, and he goes nowhere. He's being brought down for a loss back at about the 42-yard line. Cornerback William Lewis and linebacker Ira Sampson busted up that play. They'll mark it back to the 41-yard line for a loss of 3. Well, earlier in this quarter, Malika was able to get a big gainer on that play, but this time there was a cornerback coming up in support, so he never had the chance to turn the corner. 2nd and 13. Quarterback Chris Malika under center. James Walker will go in motion and gets the pitch out, but there's going to be an illegal shift, I think, against the Ranger offense. Somebody broke the formation a little too quick. I think it was James Walker trying to get into the backfield out of his wing spot, and they just will not let you do it. So now it's 2nd down and 18. How many 2nd and 18s does Sean Dodd have in his playbook for this team that predominantly likes to beat you on the ground? See, maybe they try a screen pass or a bubble screen or something like that. Froelich will stand behind Malika. In motion goes Brandon Dolan, and there is the middle screen. It is caught at the 46 to the 45-yard line. I think it was Trey Gay who made the catch. It just took too long to develop. It's only a gain of a couple, and it'll move it to the 45. It's going to be 3rd and about 18. Yeah, when Trey Gay made that catch, he bobbled it and just didn't give himself a chance to follow his blocks. If he makes a clean catch, he might get 5-6 yards there, and it's a much more manageable third down for this offense. Instead, it's 3rd and 18 as we approach 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. 10-0 Rebels. And again, Malika will stay under center, does not go to the pistol or the shotgun in this offense. Malika rolls right, stops, throws right, and the pass is incomplete at the 30-yard line. He is maybe looking for Brandon Dolan over there. He's pretty well covered. Even if he makes the catch, he would have been a couple yards shy of the first down, and it sets up a 4th down. And Austin Vitello is going to punt the football again to Danny Gallagher. So the good field position and that initial first down. Again, the penalties tonight really have short-circuited both teams' offenses. Just Rebels been able to overcome it with a big assist from Rico Small making a miraculous catch. All right, good snap for Vitello. Gets the punt away. It's short. Shanked it off the right of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds. I think he kicked it over into the Eastlake North bench at about the 35-yard line. It's about a 10-yard net punt. So exactly what Sean Dodd didn't want to have happen. They just got in the good field position, but they can't pin the Rebels deep. It's only a 10-yard kick. And South will get good field position. And Matt Duffy has all 3 of his timeouts remaining with 4:51 to go in the first half. And they're actually going to mark it. I'm sorry, they're going to mark it at the 41. It ends up being a 4-yard punt. Wow. Can't afford that. All right, Grossel and company back to work. As one man goes in motion, here comes a bubble screen. I believe that is Rico Small, 45. He's to 50 and got tripped up right as he crossed midfield. Otherwise, it would have been another touchdown. I think that was Mo Morgan who might have been the difference between a 10-yard run and a touchdown. Actually, it's 12 yards on the pickup. Almost busted one out of that jet sweep. Sampson stands to the left of Justin Grossel. 1st and 10 as Grossel looks to throw a bubble screen. It was almost intercepted. Pass is caught. And on the far side, I think it was Gallagher with the catch at the 45. He spun down to the 44 for a 3-yard gain. But it was a dangerous pass. I think that was Johnny Lanning who read it and almost was able to get in that passing lane. And if he intercepts that ball, it's going to the other side for a touchdown. As it is, though, it's a 3-yard catch. 2nd and 7. Trips to the right. Sampson now to the right of Grossel. 2nd and 7. And Grossel will keep it on that read option and drags a would-be tackler forward to about the 41 for another gain of 3. Justin Pittock was holding on to the jersey dear life there of Grossel, but he didn't bring him down. 3rd and 5 for the Rebels at the Ranger 42. 3.5 to go here in the second quarter. Trips right, including Rico Small. He's over there on the slot. Sampson in the backfield. Sampson gets the carry. Sampson is going to be pulled down at the line of scrimmage. James Steinmetz led the charge there for the Rangers from his linebacker spot. Mark it back for a yard loss to the 42, and it's going to bring up a 4th and close to 6. Rebels will go for it. Again, with that trips formation to the right. Sampson to the right of Grossel, who looks over at Matt Duffy to get the play. Under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Play clock is at 15, and South is going to use a timeout. I think that's a wise decision. As they say, you can't take the timeouts with you here, and you want to get this right because you don't want to give the ball back to the Rangers with 2:54 to go, and Eastlake North has 2 timeouts to work with. So that's I think the correct call there. Get everybody on the same page and figure out what you want to do. A beautiful night here in Lake County. Still I was joking with Matt Wintz, who was here tonight during our What Matters Most 6 o'clock news, and saying, hey, look, it's the end of September, and I mean, we're still seeing temperatures in the 70s and 80s. I think he can keep this around here for another month or so. It doesn't quite work that way, but it's a beautiful night here. Good crowd, as you would expect, both sides. As we are set to go now, 4th and a long 5, really close to 4th and 6. And somebody just rocked back on their stance for the Rebels, and that's going to be a false start, making it 4th, close to 11. Boy, and if you're Matt Duffy, that is going to make your hair turn incredibly gray, because you just had everybody over for a timeout to make sure everybody was on the same page, and then you have that. So now it's 4th and 10. As I said, it's a long 10 from where they're spotting it. And I think Grossel now is going to go ahead and kick the football away. As he'll punt it away. It'll go inside the 20, inside the 10. Nobody back there. That's a good punt by Grossel. Inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Grossel averages about 31 yards a kick, but that was a beautiful kick to pin the Rangers inside their own 5 with 2:42 to play in the first half. But penalties have been the story of this football game. If you're a Rebel fan, you sit there and you say, man, we could be up by a lot more than 10-0. And if you're the Rangers, you'd be like, man, that last drive was great. But you short-circuited yourself with a couple of penalties there. It's those pre-snap ones, especially right after you have a timeout, that just drives you crazy. That will not be a fun sequence to watch when everybody gathers for films tomorrow morning. Okay, 2:42 to go here in the first half. And Chris Malika and company ready to go. First down, and he turns, gives the ball to James Walker at the 10. Walker goes to the 15, upends to the 16-yard line, and has the first down on the gain. That's a fine piece of running by James Walker, who averages about 6 yards a carry. That's his best effort of the night. And it immediately gets the Rangers out of the hole here. Now they've got a little bit of breathing room. They've got 2 timeouts to work with. Again, this is not a team that specializes in a 2-minute offense per se, because they don't throw the football proficiently. But if you get first downs and you can stop the clock by moving the chains and use those 2 timeouts, you could still move the football here. As Malika will turn and give to Walker again, and James Walker will fall forward to about the 18. About a gain of 3. And we're down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. There's Travion Barrow on the tackle. 2nd and 7. And the problem also now, Eastlake North goes into a huddle too, so everything just takes time for the Rangers. 2nd and 7. Ball just inside the 19-yard line. Malika in an I formation now with his backs, and he'll tuck, he'll run, little student body left, but can't turn the corner. Good one-on-one tackle at the 19-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Drew Butera, who came up and made a terrific one-on-one tackle from his outside linebacker spot. And I think Matt Duffy just took a timeout with 1:26 to go before halftime. He's got one more remaining, but that's a smart move there, because you figure maybe I can get the football back one more time and give my offense an opportunity here. But that was a brilliant tackle by Butera. He just kind of came in. He let the block. It's almost like he let the blockers go by and then turned around and got Malika from the backside, because Malika had I know for sure Froelich in front of him, and I think he had Walker in front of him. So, if he can get to the outside, he would have had some room to run, but Butera just never allowed him to do that. So it'll be a 3rd down and 7 for the Rangers. And down to 1:26 to go before halftime. As Froelich will be the lone man in the backfield again from that double wing look. In motion goes Brandon Dolan, and here is a fake handoff. Malika looks to throw, sheds a would-be tackler, fires one, and the pass looks like it's caught at the 32-yard line. It is, and that's a first down catch out with 1:16 to go. That's a fine catch. I think that was Proctor who made that catch. That's a great throw. Somebody had Malika back in the backfield. I think it was Butera had him and just couldn't hang on. And Malika ended up getting that pass away. That's a fine play by Chris Malika to get himself out of trouble, and a big first down for the Rangers. As they'll go to Froelich on the ground, and Froelich has stood up after about a 1-yard gain. But at the very least now, the Rangers can milk it here before halftime and just go in, be content to go in down 10-0, knowing that they're going to get the football first to start the second half. So that first down was very important. It's one of those things that may not show up, prominent on a stat sheet, but it's a pretty good play, though, for Malika. And so he'll go to Walker on this second down play. Took it forward to the 35 and then got pushed back there. And with 32 seconds to go, Matt Duffy's not going to use that last timeout. I think he's just going to let the clock run down here. So it'll be 3rd down and 7, but I don't think the Rangers are going to run another play here before halftime. Well, it has been a hard-fought first half here at Harry Winter Stadium. It hasn't always been the prettiest of football, but at the break, Willoughby South leads Eastlake North by a 10-0 count as they get a 57-yard touchdown pass from Justin Grossel to Rico Small, and they also got the field goal from Sam Patrizzi. That's the difference in the football game right now, is the Rangers are just hoping now at halftime make some adjustments and find some offense here. So we'll wait and see how they do that. In the meantime, the bands will start to get assembled here. We'll try to maneuver my phone here so you can see as much as you can. I'm in the second row of the press box back here. First things first, we got to get the phone off me. Nobody wants to see me. I mean, come on. Let's get the phone here if I can. There. Second half. Well, actually, I have stats here. Okay, while the band's setting up, I'm going to give you guys stats. Our stats here as far as, there we go. It was a 57-yard touchdown pass for Grossel here. The total part as the stats go, 92 yards, 200 total yards for Willoughby South, 73 for Eastlake North, 20 through the air, 53 on the ground. Willoughby South, 108 yards rushing, 92 yards passing, so that's about what you would expect. But here's the key number. 7 penalties for the Rebels in the first half, 5 for Eastlake North. They've all seemingly been killers in this football game. And as far as individual numbers go, let's see here. Let's go for Willoughby South. Sampson has 5 carries for 20 yards. Grossel 5 for 31. Reese 5 for 34. Very balanced. Grossel 6 of 10 passing, 92 yards in the touchdown. And the Small, 3 catches, 71 yards in the touchdown. That 57-yarder, the bulk of it. Malika, 3 for 5 passing for 20 yards. He has run the ball 5 times for 25 yards. And it was Proctor who made that 13-yard catch just before halftime to really keep the Rebels from getting the football back before halftime. And it was, again, not something that shows up prominent on the stat sheet, but it keeps the deficit for the Rangers at 10, and they'll certainly take that. Okay, enjoy halftime, everyone. We're back with the second half in just a few moments. right, we welcome you back up here to the press box at Harry E. Winter Stadium in Willoughby. I'm Dave DeNatale on our WKYC.com high school football game of the week as we get ready for half number 2. The 4-yard line, and then they had back-to-back pre-snap penalties. I think one was a false start, one was an illegal shift. And next thing you know, they ended up having to settle for a field goal, and it was a 22-yard kick by Sam Patrizzi to make it 3-0. And then through the air, when the Rebels took over at their own 43-yard line, quarterback Justin Grossel hit Rico Small on a 57-yard touchdown pass, but Rico Small did a lot of the work. It was a jump ball in triple coverage. Small made a tremendous catch and then was able to shed a couple of would-be tacklers and get in the end zone for the touchdown. And at that point, then, that made the score 10-0, and that's where we stand now. As we mentioned before halftime, the Rebels have about 200 yards of total offense in the first half, and the Rangers were very lucky to get about 75 yards of total offense. They've just not been able to run the football as productively as they're used to doing, and there's just been a lot of pressure. Now, I would say this, right before halftime, Chris Malika throwing to Cam Proctor on a 13-yard pass. I mean, it won't really show up big in the stat sheet, but it enabled the Rangers to preserve a 10-0 score, knowing that they were going to get the football first to start the second half. And it's just something little, it's just something to keep in mind. If the Rangers are able to come back and win this thing and get the offense cranked up, we might remember that they were able to keep that deficit at 10 points. Because, again, this is a team that, they want to be able to use the running game. They don't want to be in a situation where they've got to either use a lot of time to put points on the board with the running game, or they have to just start throwing the football on every down. They don't want to do that. So they need to keep it in a manageable deficit. And for Willoughby South, they've got to clean up their penalties. They had 7 penalties in the first half for 50 yards. Rangers had 5 for 35. But it just seemed like every penalty, especially for the Rebels, was costly. It really hampered the drive or extended a drive on the other side. And they've got to clean things up. And if they can do that, then South has a real good chance of improving to 4-1 on the season, and they're going to need to win because they've got to deal with those Kenston Bombers next week, the aforementioned Kenston team that beat North last week at Eastlake North 45-7. Now, for North, after this, they'll play Riverside back home next week. So, but especially for South with that 3-1 record, if the playoffs started today, and of course we've got a long way to go, but if the playoffs started today, they'd be in, and they'd have an opportunity to maybe get themselves in a position where they could be hosting at some point. So every game, every win for them counts. That's why I think that loss to Madison was so heartbreaking and so frustrating last week, because they had an opportunity to win that game and couldn't finish it off. And losses like that sometimes are the reason why you end up playing in Week 11 on the road, or why you maybe don't play in Week 11. So this is something to keep in mind. But I thought the Rebels came out early in that first half and were sharp on that opening drive until they got near the goal line, and then that's when things started to self-destruct. So we'll see which team makes the better adjustments as we start getting ready for the second half. And a reminder, as always, every Monday, go to WKYC.com. You can also check out our app, and we also put it on Twitter and Facebook. You can vote on our WKYC.com Game of the Week. We give you 3 options every week to vote on. And you get 48 hours to vote. You actually get a little bit more than that. You get, I think, 51 hours to vote. We put it up at noon on Monday, and we take it down at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. We pick 3 games from across the region for you to vote on. You go on, and you can vote. You can only vote once, but you can vote. You can vote once on your app. You can vote once on your Chrome browser, let's say, and maybe vote once on Firefox. But you can't vote more than once on a browser or vote once on the app. But we had more than 6,500 votes total last week, and you sent us here to Willoughby South High School for South versus North against a couple of heavyweights, Strongsville and Brunswick, and also Chardon and Menor. So, and we were kind of joking in our newsroom saying, boy, it's hard to when we put these games up, we don't know how you're going to vote. By the way, one of the teams in our top 5 this week is Hoban, and in the Battle of Akron, talking about a bit of rivalry, Hoban and St. Vincent St. Mary. Hoban leading 21-0 at the break. I mean, St. Vincent St. Mary, a good football team, but Hoban is in another stratosphere. And the fact that they think they're an angry football team after losing to St. Ignatius 2 weeks ago, I think kind of adds to the fuel to their fire, so to speak. So we're just about ready to start the second half. And it's going to be North with the football to begin the second half. And it's just curious to see about adjustments and which team is able to kind of clean up the mistakes. And I think in North's case, can they get some offense rolling and get some consistent offense rolling in their running game? Chardon and Mayfield are knotted up 7 apiece at the half. Menor leading Medina 42-0 in the second quarter. It's a good Medina team that Menor is just walloping right now. NDCL over Bedford at the half, 21-0. McKinley over Hoover, 28-10 at the half. Jackson leading Lake 7-3 at the half. We'll see if Tyler can let us know how that Strongsville-Brunswick game is going too. But let's see, Indians have tied the Nationals 2 apiece, and the Rays, but they need the Rays to lose, and of course the Rays are beating Toronto 3-0 in the fourth, of course. All right, as we start this second half, North will have a running catch made. I think it's landing at the 20, goes to the 23, and out to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. That's where the Rangers will begin. First down and 10 to start the second half. And that running catch, and that was made by Johnny Lanning. So they'll move it to the 26, first and 10. As we start this third quarter, I'm Dave DeNatale here at WKYC.com. 3 News app, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Happy to have you with us tonight. Mark Munch-Bishop will be back with me next week. Dennis Maniloff will be joining me during the second half of the season. I appreciate everybody logging on tonight and enjoying this one. 10-0, Willoughby South in the lead as we begin the second half. Under center, Chris Malika on first and 10 at the 26. James Walker in motion left, gets the handoff. He's got a hold of the 35. Walker to the 40. He's to the 45-50. Down the left sideline to the 40, and finally brought down at the Rebel 35-yard line. Big game James Walker gets them rolling in the second half as he picks up a gain of 39 yards. 38 will be the official tally as they'll move it to the 36-yard line. James Walker, I called him Big Game James. I had a James Walker friend who covered the NFL and for ESPN, and that was always his nickname. And James Walker of the Rangers was a big gain right there, 38 yards. Malika under center, Walker in motion left, and somebody for North just went false start. I think it was their right guard, Ethan Spath. Well, so that'll back them up 5 and make it first and 15. Brunswick is leading Strongsville at the half as they play at Brunswick Automart Stadium 20-14. Strongsville trying to stay unbeaten. Brunswick looking to hand them their first loss of the year and shake off a tough loss to Solon last week. So the ball will go back to the 41, and it's now first and 15. But 38 yards on the gain by Walker. That's easily the best gain of the night for the Rangers. Walker will go into the backfield, give to the first man through. It's Dylan Froelich, and Froelich will take it inside the 40 and crawl inside the 38-yard line. Gets about 3 on that play. It'll be second down and 12. John Susnick, the nose guard, makes the stop for the Rebels. 11:35 to play in the third quarter. 10-0 Willoughby South. But North, after the 38-yard run by James Walker, on the move inside the Rebel 40 at the 38. Walker is on a wing left. You've got two receivers left side. Froelich is the lone man in the backfield. A busted play. Looked like Malika will keep it. Sidesteps a would-be tackler and is brought down. It looked like in the read option, he collided Malika a little bit with Walker, and it disrupted the timing of the play. But give Malika credit. He still took it to the 33 for about a gain of 5, so it's 3rd down and 7. So that could have been a lot worse. And instead, it's 3rd and manageable here for the Rangers. Froelich, the lone man, at the moment in the backfield. Walker and Dolan on the wings. 3rd and 7. As Malika goes back to throw in the quick drop, fires left side, pass is caught, 1st down. Cam Proctor at the 24-yard line and out of bounds of Willoughby South. Gain of 9, 1st down for the Rangers. And what you like about that play is that you put Malika in a position to succeed because he doesn't have to have a deep drop there, just a quick drop, and it's a high percentage pass. And it kind of opens things up maybe for him a little bit. Under center is Malika. Pitch out. Froelich, left side. Not a lot of room, but he's able to pick and weave to the 21 for about a gain of 3. Not a bad effort there by Dylan Froelich, all things considered. Actually, I think they're going to mark him at the 22. So, gets about 2, though, on the play. 2nd down and 8. The problem is, though, you're pitching out with the ball at the left hash. You're just not giving him a lot of room to make the turn. As Dolan goes to the wing, and Cam Proctor out wide left, Trey Gay out wide right. Now Walker in motion, they'll give him the carry. He runs to the 20, inside the 20, and down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 7. Looks like he's going to be just shy of the 1st down by about a half yard. But James Walker is finally able to get rolling here. Drew Butera on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and less than a yard. But if the Rangers can get James Walker moving here in the second half, then they're going to feel a lot better about themselves, I'm sure. Again, Trey Gay out wide right. Dolan wing left, and almost a bunch look now on that tight left side. 3rd and less than a yard. Froelich, the lone man in the backfield. He gets the pitch, running left, has room, gets the 1st down, inside the 10, inside the 5, goes across the pylon, and he is in. That's a touchdown for Eastlake North. Dylan Froelich from 15 yards out gets his 2nd touchdown of the year, and it's 10-6 in favor of the Rebels with 9:29 to go here in the third quarter. A terrific drive by Eastlake North. James Walker started it. Dylan Froelich finished it off. But adjustments made by Sean Dodd and the Eastlake coaching staff. They were able to get that running game cranked up on that drive. Extra point for Ryan Volk, who's also the right tackle. And the kick is up, and it is good. 9:29 to play in the third quarter. It's now 10-7 in favor of the Rebels. But a drive that took not a lot of time, to be honest. 2 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock. 38-yard pickup by Walker to start it, and then a 15-yard touchdown run by Froelich to end it. And suddenly now the Rangers right back in this football game. It's 10-7. But we talked about it. It's adjustments. It's, can you clean up the penalties? Can you get that running game going? Eastlake North with Ryan Bear and Gabe Shipney's and Ethan Spoth. Really, and also Barzell, and Volk. They take a lot of pride in this running game and the offensive line and everything they do. And it was stymied for most of that first half by the Rebels defense, especially their linebackers. But for the first time tonight, they were really able to get to the second level on some of those runs. So let's see what the Rebel offense does, as Volk will kick it off. And Rico Small, and I believe that's Danny Gallagher back there as well. to await this kick. Now, earlier to start the game, Volk kicked it away from both of those players and just kind of pooched it up at the 30-yard line. Let's see if he does that again. I don't think you want Rico Small to try to beat you in this. They're just going to kick it out of bounds. Honestly, that might be the safest thing to do in that scenario. Yeah, you want to kick it to Rico Small? I don't want to kick it to Rico Small, and frankly, Gallagher is dangerous too. All right, Rebel offense on the field for the first time in the second half. As they'll mark the football at the 35-yard line. Matt Duffy's out on the field. He said something to the referee, and I think we're ready to go here. They'll set it up at the right hash at the 35-yard line. Justin Grossel and company ready to go. As Grossel will have, looks like he's got Ira Sampson to his right, and I think that's Deshad Reese to his left. And there's movement along both lines, but I think somebody for the Rebels is going to be charged with that false start. So another pre-snap penalty against South, and that'll move it back to the 30-yard line and make it a 1st and 15. And by my count, that's penalty number 8 on Willoughby South tonight. It's just, it's just those types of things that spent all week working on things and practicing, and just drives a coach crazy. First down on the ground, and that's Reese getting the carry. He'll take it to the 32, and that's really about it for Deshad Reese, as Joey Skolny led the charge on the tackle along with Cam Brown. And it'll be 2nd and 12 on the gain of 2. 9:10 to go here in the third quarter. 10-7 in favor of Willoughby South. And the Rebels now with a 2nd and 13 at their own 32. And it's an inside give. I think that's Gallagher. And Gallagher on the jet sweep will take it out to the 34-yard line. Very little room for him to run. And he only gets about 2. They might give him about 2.5 on the pickup, close to the 35, where it will be 3rd down and a long 10. Max Bauer and Mike Ward will go out wide right. And Rico Small wide left. Slot in motion now is Gallagher. 3rd and 10. Froelich to throw. Shoots one to the right. Gallagher's got it. Back at the line of scrimmage. Tries to move forward. And the Ranger defense will not let him break away. And they will put him down at the 38-yard line for a gain of 3. And it's going to set up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Willoughby South Rebels. Well, it's exactly what the Rangers wanted there. But you come out with a great scoring drive on the offensive side, and then your defense pitches a 3-and-out, helped largely by the penalty. And it looks like a fake. It is a fake. It was a direct handoff, and a good job by the Rangers to put down the ball carrier at the 40-yard line. I think that was a direct step just to Grossel, the quarterback, and he couldn't break free. He's put down at the 40-yard line of the Rebels. It's going to be a short field and a 1st down for Eastlake North at the Willoughby South 40-yard line. I don't know if Grossel did that on his own or if that was a designed fake punt, but it did not fool the Rangers. They didn't put anybody back on special teams there just to prepare for something like that, and they were ready. Malika will bring the Ranger offense on the field. 1st and 10 from the Rebel 40. They'll go on the ground. I think that's Thomas Walker on the carry. Now I'll double check there if that's James. It is James Walker. And no gain for him back at the 40-yard line. He's put down there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. I haven't seen Thomas Walker run the football tonight. Mostly been used on the defensive side, and it's been James Walker doing the heavy lifting with Dylan Froelich. 2nd and 10. We're under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. 10-7 Rebels by 3. As James Walker moves to the wing, 2 receivers, Dolan and Proctor out to the left, and then you've got Trey Gay out to the right. Here's a pitch out to Froelich. He wants to throw. Looks deep. Has a man open on the left side, and it is incomplete at the 10-yard line. Was looking for Proctor, who was falling down, trying to make a catch on his back, and just couldn't pull it in. Actually, I think that was Dolan. No, it was Proctor. Okay, it was number 11, not number 1. and it's incomplete. But I love the play call, though. Just everybody thinking run. You know, use Froelich, who starts the year as the quarterback, to try to throw kind of an option pass, and just couldn't make the connection with Proctor to set up a 3rd and 10. Ball moves to the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. 7:26 to go in the third quarter. Rangers down 3, facing a 3rd and 10 from the Rebel 40-yard line. Malika with Froelich in the backfield. Walker in there as well. Hill keeps another busted-looking play, and Malika goes, no, we lost the football, and I think the Rebels have it at the 42-yard line. They do. Again, it just looked like, and Malika is slow to get up, too. This is another problem here, and he's shaken up, but he's able to get off the field under his own power, but just that slow developing play where it almost looks like it's busted, and that read option, and Malika got wrestled down right at the line of scrimmage, and as he went down, had the ball pop loose, and the Rebels get it back at their own 42-yard line. Big stand that time by the defense. On a short field, Willoughby South does a good job defensively, forcing that turnover. Grolick now in the offense, back on the field on 1st down. They'll go on the ground. As it is Ira Sampson getting the carry, and Sampson will take it into Ranger territory at the 47-yard line, and that should be a 1st down, but it won't be because we have another holding penalty against Willoughby South. That's number 9. And that will wipe out what would have been a 1st down pickup by Ira Sampson. Duffy walking yard for yard with the official who made that call. And he's not going to be satisfied with whatever the explanation is. The ball goes back to the 34-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and long there. Here's Grolick to throw on 1st and long. Sets up, fires, middle of the field. Gallagher's got a 1st down at the 40-yard line of the Rangers and put down at the 36-yard line. On a 1st and 18, Justin Grossel with a terrific throw to Danny Gallagher and a 1st down for the Rebels. And Gallagher is injured. He is hurting as he walks off the field with a noticeable limp. Hopefully the young man is okay, but he is in some pain right now as he was able to hobble off the field and go to a seated position on the Willoughby South bench. But he gets them the 1st down and puts Willoughby South into Ranger territory. Gross on 1st down, gives the ball to Reese. And Reese will take it forward for about a yard to the 35, and that's really about it. I don't even know if they're going to give him that forward progress. And I got to tell you, when Deshad Reese came out of that pile, he looked at the coaches saying, hey, I think I may need to come out. And the coaches said, no, you got to stay in there. As Ira Sampson, though, will check into the ballgame, both Reese and Sampson in the backfield. 3 wide receivers now for the Rebels on 2nd and 10 from the Ranger 36. 6:27 to go in the third quarter. South leads North 10-7. Out of the shotgun, here's a give to Sampson at the 35. He'll run left side to the 34. Only about a gain of 2 there, and it will set up a 3rd down and 8. Cam Brown leading the charge on that tackle for the Rangers. Joey Skolny over there as well. So that brings up a 3rd and 8 for Willoughby South at the Eastlake North 34-yard line. Grosso will go to the pistol look. Sampson will move to his right. Trips receivers right on 3rd and 8. Grosso gives. Sampson runs left. Nowhere to go. Put down back at the line of scrimmage. 3 white jerseys led by Cam Brown on the tackle. Matt Koonsman, the corner, came over as well. That's going to be 4th and about 9. Back to the 35. Boy, they've tried to run Ira Sampson on that 3rd down play a lot to the left tonight. Rangers haven't been fooled. 4th and 9 Rebels. Grossel, play fake, looks to throw, has time, now he's flushed, looks in trouble, gonna try to run it, and breaks the tackle, gets the 1st down inside the 25. Oh, what a piece of running by Justin Grossel on 3rd down and long. As he moves it out inside the 25-yard line to the 24. It's one-on-one. Grossel, and I think that was a corner, and he was able to beat him to the edge. Great run by Justin Grossel. Ball inside the 24 now at the 23-yard line. Reese and Sampson both in the backfield. Give it to Reese. Runs right side to the 20. Outside to the 15 as a flag goes down. Reese goes down. And it's in the area where one might expect some form of illegal block or a hold downfield. The ball is marked at the 15. That's about where the flag was thrown to. And it is a holding against Willoughby South. One of the wide receivers, I think, trying to help spring Deshad Reese downfield. Made that holding penalty, so march it back to the 26-yard line, and it'll be about a 1st and 12. 5 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter now. It's a 3-point lead for the Rebels. As they'll wind the clock. Sampson will move to the right of quarterback Justin Grossel. Trips left on 1st and 12. Out of the pistol, here's Grossel. Flushed. In trouble, he's going to be sacked back at the 32-yard line. Just never had a chance to really do anything with it. Thomas Walker helped to lead the charge there for the Rangers on that sack. And that'll bring up 2nd and 18 after the loss. This is the second or third time tonight that the Rebels have gotten near the red zone and have marched in reverse like this. Again, out of the pistol, it's a 2nd and 18. Fake the give to Sampson. Grossel to throw. Looks to the end zone. He had on his man and couldn't make the catch. I think that was Rico Small in the back of the end zone in double coverage. And it just looked like the traffic kind of got in his eyes. He wasn't able to pull the football in. Boy, he had it. Just couldn't pull it in. 3rd and 18. They had the matchup they wanted, even though it was 1-on-2. You know, you can get Rico Small isolated like that. He just couldn't pull it in. 3rd and 18. Again, another shotgun for Grossel. He's back. This time he's under pressure again. Able to step up at the 30. Runs to the 25. He's to the 20. Spins down at the 18-yard line. Going to be about 4 yards shy of a 1st down. So he picks up about 14 yards on the run, but it sets up a 4th and very manageable for Willoughby South. Was it just inside the 18? Rebels are going to go for it here. Good job by Grossel to read. It was just kind of a delay on that blitz by the Rangers, and he was able to tuck and run and get positive yards. Sampson will move to the right of Grossel. See if they run to Sampson again to the left. Nope, they'll fake it. Grossel will run right, and he's not going to get to the 1st down marker. White jerseys swarm in on Justin Grossel and bring him down back at the 20-yard line. Thomas Walker again leading that charge from his linebacker spot for the Ranger defense. 2 good stops by Thomas Walker on that drive. One a sack and that one to prevent the Grossel 1st down. And the Rangers will take over on offense with 3:17 to go in the third quarter at their own 20-yard line. Trying to see if Danny Gallagher, if he's back up on his feet, or where he is down on the bench. All right, back to work goes the Ranger offense. 1st and 10, in an offset eye in the backfield with Froelich and Walker. And they'll give to James Walker. And Walker will get across the 20 near the 23-yard line. So about a gain of 3 for James and 2nd down and 7. So we are under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This Ranger offense had been dormant until the first drive of the second half. Walker with a 38-yard run to get them going, and the drive was capped off by a 15-yard touchdown run by Dylan Froelich. 2nd and 7, Rangers. Malika will go under center. Pitch out. James Walker, right side, room to the 25. He sits to the 30. Out to the 40. Walker to the 45 and put down at the Ranger 47-yard line. He gets 24 big ones on that run. And another first down for the Rangers as they have gotten James Walker running with a full head of steam here in the third quarter. Couldn't get him going earlier in this game. Malika quickly to the line. In motion, Brandon Dolan. He gets the pitch. He'll run left side. Gets about a yard or so to the 48 and then got pushed back. I think Vince DeSanio, the outside linebacker, helping to make that stop for the Rebels. DeSanio, second on the team in interceptions with 2. One of the first times we've called his number tonight for a tackle, and that was a big one. 2nd and 9. Under 2 minutes to go now in this third quarter. Rangers with the ball, 2nd and 9 at their own 48. I formation, Froelich the fullback, Walker the tailback. And it's a keeper from the quarterback. Malika will dive forward near midfield. That one at least looked like it was executed better, but didn't get a whole lot behind it. Ball just shy of midfield, and it's going to be 3rd down and a long 7. As we approach 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Cam Proctor will be the receiver out left. Trey Gay tight to the right. 2 wings in the backfield. Thomas Walker in there as Malika to throw. Fires right side, pass caught. Proctor's got it. First down at the 40 of the Rebels and out of bounds at the 38 maybe? Maybe the 37-yard line, but that's a first down completion. Chris Malika to Cam Proctor. Chains move. First down at the 36. Gain of about 14 yards on that pass play. Not pretty passes per se, or pretty pass patterns, but they get the job done, and Malika moving the football. Again in the eye, though I think the Walker brothers are both in the backfield. James Walker gets the carry and surged to about the 35 and then got pushed back there. Maybe a half yard when all's said and done. It'll be 2nd down and long. But I said earlier, we really hadn't seen much of Thomas Walker in the backfield tonight. His duties mostly had been on the defensive side, but giving Froelich a break, because remember, Froelich plays at the defensive end spot, and letting Thomas Walker fired up after making a few good plays on defense, come in on the offensive side and play next to his brother. He's the fullback. Brandon Dolan and James Walker are the wings. Malika under center on 2nd and 9 at the Rebel 35. Malika to throw. Has time. Looks deep over the middle. And the pass is knocked away inside the 10-yard line, incomplete. Was looking for Trey Gay. Again, another one of those throws that's in heavy traffic, and a couple of gray jerseys were able to go over and make the play and knock it away. I think Rasick was one of them. And it will set up a 3rd down and 9. As we're down to 11 seconds to play in the third quarter, clock stops after that incomplete pass. But, you know, if you're the Rangers now, you think, okay, I want to get the first down, but can I get something to play that at least gives me 4 or 5 yards here to give me a more manageable 4th down if it comes to that? As Brandon Dolan goes in motion, Malika rolls left on 3rd and long, fires left side, pass intercepted at the 20-yard line and out of bounds over on the far side. That time, Willoughby South was ready for it. 16. And the interception by Ben Selesky, his 2nd of the year. And that will slam the door on the Ranger drive with 4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Yeah, Selesky from his safety spot was just kind of camping over in the zone where they've thrown that pass over on the left sideline to Cam Proctor. And Selesky stepped in front and made the interception. For Malika, that's his first interception he's thrown this year, and it couldn't have come at a worse time, frankly. As the Rebels will take over now, up 3 with 4 seconds to go in this third quarter. 1st and 10. As Deshad Reese will stand to the right and just behind of quarterback Justin Grossel, who looks to throw. Pass is caught on the right side at the 25, and then immediately the receiver got pushed back at that point, so it's a 5-yard gain. I think that was Rico Small on the catch over there on the far side, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. It will be, they're going to mark it near the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 6 after they switch sides, and we head to the fourth quarter. 10-7, South leading North. In this great rivalry between Willoughby South and Eastlake North. I'd have to look, or I'd have to ask somebody. When was the last time Eastlake North won back-to-back games in this rivalry? It's been a long time. After South really had kind of owned things for a long time, for about a decade or so. First half pretty much dominated by Willoughby South. That third quarter, until the interception by Selesky, you really kind of felt that third quarter was controlled by the Rangers. They got it on the board, got that touchdown, and really had everything go their way, despite the fact they turned it over a couple of times. But they've been able to prevent Willoughby South, talking about the Rangers, they've been able to prevent the Rebels from any more chunk plays. And by the way, I think I do see Danny Gallagher there on the far side. It's good to see him back in there. And that old problem of penalties is still kind of lingering here for Willoughby South. We start the fourth quarter. It's a 2nd down and 6. Low snap. It's Reese getting the handoff, and Reese will get wrestled down shy of the 25-yard line. Right back. If he got back to the line of scrimmage, he'd be fortunate. And they'll give him the nose of the football just shy of the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 5.5. As Max Bauer will go out wide left. You've got 2 receivers to the right. Reese stays in the game. He's next to quarterback Justin Grossel. And Reese will get the handoff. Reese trying to swing left side. Won't make it. As a flag goes down, Reese goes down at the 25-yard line. And presumably the penalty is going to be against the Rebels. I'll double check on that. Holding Willoughby South. And this time I would think the Rangers will happily decline that and bring up a 4th down here. Just kind of, they've run that play a lot on 2nd and 3rd medium to go situations. It is a holding penalty that's declined, and it will be a 4th down coming up. So I would imagine that this tells me that they see something there where they can exploit something on the right side of the Ranger defense, but it's like a mirage. It's not there, and the Rangers just continually are stopping that run against the right side of their defense. Gross will kick it away. It's going to be angled to the out of bounds, and it will go into the Eastlake North bench. Didn't make it to the 50-yard line. I think they're going to mark it at about the 47. Boy, they might not even be that good here. We'll see where they mark the 45, 44. Somebody's going to mark this thing, fellas. It's somewhere around the 45-yard line of the Rebels. I can tell you that. Precisely where, I'm not sure yet. Okay, now we know. At the 43. So that was only about a punt of, geez. You're talking 7 to 18 yards. Wow. Not the time for that either. So back to work comes Chris Malika and the Ranger offense. He goes under center, turns, gives James Walker with a hole inside the 40 to the 38-yard line for a gain of 5. If you're looking for a turning point in this football game or a time in the momentum shift, it was James Walker on the first play of the second half running for 38 yards. And they're actually going to give him 6 on the play. They'll move it to the 37-yard line. And it just kind of woke up this Ranger offense, and they've played much better since that. Dolan in motion. Back on the ground to Walker, and this time he's going to be stood up and wrestled back. They don't even bring him down. They just basically wrestle him back. They'll say no gain. They'll mark it still at the 37-yard line. Good job by the left side of the Willoughby South defense. Taro among those on the stop. 3rd and 4 for the Rangers. 10 minutes to play here at Willoughby South. 10-7, Rebels leading the Rangers. More scores coming up here in just a second, courtesy of my man Tyler Carey. As Malika ready to go here on 3rd and 4. Walker will shift left. Malika rolls left. In trouble. He's going to be sacked back at the 42-yard line. I believe that was, let's see, Travion Barrow, the sophomore defensive end, came in and made the sack. That's his first, I think that's his first career sack. Not bad for the sophomore, as it really stymies the drive, and at least for the moment, the Rangers look like they're going to punt. This is going to be a 4th and 9. That's a 5-yard loss. Terrific hit by Barrow. As Vitello waits for the punt snap back at his own 44. It's a good snap. And he'll kick it away. And they're going to watch this thing bounce out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark it. 15, 16, around the 18-yard line, maybe. It may not be that good, 21. Yeah, neither team, the last couple of punts have not been either Austin Vitello or Justin Grossel's best efforts. I mean, it could have been worse, but, in that situation, they had the football, and virtually almost in scoring position, and then you have the sack and then a short punt. Still a long road here for the Rebels, but I think you would hope to a little bit better there. Grossel on the shotgun, and he's got Sampson to his right, first down. Little shovel pass to Sampson at the 20, goes to the 25, to the 30, to the 31, and out to the 32-yard line. Well, they got Ira Sampson in space there, and he was able to do something with it, and that should be a gain of 11 and a first down. I believe that's a lateral. But it was enough to get him moving, as he was just kind of standing to the right of Grossel, and it's exactly what they needed. Rebels get some breathing room and a first down. They'll actually mark it forward to the 33. And that time, though, it was a low snap, and Grossel's got to eat it, as James Steinmetz will pounce on him on that fumble recovery back at the 26-yard line. So, 10 steps forward, 7 steps back. It'll be 2nd and 17. 8:25 to play in the fourth quarter, a 3-point Rebel lead. Sampson to the right of Grossel. 2nd and 17. He's back to throw. Flushed. Rolling right. Throws. Incomplete. Looking for Max Bauer at the 35-yard line. And Bauer kind of was turned the wrong way to try to make that catch. And it sets up a 3rd and 17. Now, I think you're going to want something that's reasonably high percentage here, because you're up by 3. Trips left, one receiver right. Gallagher among those out there. Grossel to throw on 3rd and 17. Over the middle. Pass is deflected and almost intercepted. Mo Morgan came within an eyelash of picking off that pass. And then Lanning was back on the coverage. It's incomplete. I think Gallagher was the intended receiver. It's 4th and long. Wow. Morgan nearly had a game-breaking interception right there. Wow. All right, Grossel to kick it again, and Lanning, and actually you have double safeties, but Lanning back at his 45 to await the kick. Grossel gets it away. This is a much better punt. Lanning makes the fair catch at the 36-yard line. 8:01 to play in the football game, 10-7. Eastlake North trailing by 3, going to take over, and with plenty of time. Each team with all their timeouts remaining. Third quarter now, Mayfield leads Chardon 21-7. Hoban is still shutting out St. V 21-0. NDCL, that's in the fourth quarter now. NDCL leading Bedford 28-0 in the third. Metter over Medina 42-0 in the third. Brunswick 20, Strongsville 14 in the third. And see, McKinley over Hoover 36-25, third quarter. Here it's Eastlake North trailing Willoughby South 10-7 as the Rangers take over at their own 35 with 8:01 to play in the football game. Offset eye in the backfield. James Walker gets the carry, and he'll plunge ahead to the 38-yard line for about a gain of 3. Bring up a 2nd and 7. Travion Barrow, second consecutive play we've called his number. He makes the stop. Made that sack on the previous drive. Down to 7.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Hasn't been a thing of artistic beauty tonight, but it's been a hard-fought, competitive football game between these two great rivals. Malika on second down. Student body left on the keeper. He's got room. Flag goes down. Malika goes down at the 42. It would be a gain of 4, but flag goes down. It's going to be a holding. Bring it back. Bad time for that penalty. And Tyler Carey just telling me, make that 5-2 Washington in the bottom of the 6th. And barring a couple of miracles, that's going to probably do it for the Cleveland Indians' postseason chances in 2019. Ending a string of 3 great postseason years, 16, 17, and 18 for Terry Francona's team. It's too much to overcome this year. So ball back to the 26 now, and it's going to be 2nd and 19. Again, terrible time for that kind of a penalty, especially with this particular kind of offense. Malika going to do a little bubble screen as he goes to Brandon Dolan right side, follows his block, took it across the 35 out to the 36, and gets 10 yards. Well, that's not bad on 2nd and 19. You cut that deficit in half, and there's an injured Willoughby South Rebel back at the 25-yard line, far away from where the play took place. Boy, I mean, that where it happened, you just sit there and go, wait a minute. That was nowhere near where that bubble screen was. And a number of the training staff, and now also Matt Duffy, is going to go over and check. 6:46 to play in the fourth quarter. 10-7, Willoughby South leading Eastlake North. Difference in this game, frankly, is the field goal on the opening drive by South in this football game. Since then, you had a 15-yard touchdown run for Froelich and a 57-yard TD pass for South. Grossel to Small. And that's been our scoring here tonight. And the injured player is Zach Wheeler, the defensive end for the Rebels. Senior, 6'1", 195 pounds, and he's able to get off the field under his own power, but you may have heard somebody say to my left, he's holding his left shoulder, and he is. So certainly wish the best for Zach Wheeler. After the 10-yard pickup, it's 3rd and 9 now at the 36. They got to get to the 45 to the Rangers to keep this drive going. Walker in motion. Malika to throw. Has time. Flushed. Rolling left. Looks. Throws. Pass deflected and incomplete at the 42-yard line. Was trying to get it. I believe that was Trey Gay. It was. He was pretty well covered. Ryan Rasick and William Lewis were back on the coverage. So that holding penalty really short circuits the drive for the Rangers with 6:30 to go, and they're going to have to punt it away on 4th and 9 at their own 36 with 6:30 to go in the game. Austin Vitello will punt to Danny Gallagher. Gallagher waits for this at his own 32-yard line. 4th and 9 for the Rangers at their own 36. Low snap, Vitello picks it up off the field turf, and high booming kick, his best of the night. Gallagher with the catch at the 24, goes middle of the field 30, flag down. Gallagher breaks a tackle, runs to the wide side 35, stops at the 40, cuts inside and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Gallagher doesn't surrender. He will fight you for every single yard. But I think, unfortunately, as he made his first move, one of his teammates cheated a little bit on a block, and it is going to be a penalty against the Rebels. So that, again, that would have been pretty good field position after the run back by Gallagher, but it's not to be because of the penalty. Now, if the Rebels hold on and win this game, I can guarantee when we go down on the field and see Matt Duffy afterwards, that might be the first word that comes out of his mouth. Flags. Too many flags tonight. To this point, they've been able to overcome it as they lead by 3. Grossel ready to go now, as he's got Sampson to his right. 1st and 10, Rebels. As fake to Sampson, Grossel rolls right, throws, and incomplete, just trying to get rid of it as he was being hit on the backside at the 36-yard line. The closest man to the football was Rico Small. Joey Skolny was over there in coverage, 2nd and 10, and that certainly helps North. Ball spotted, by the way, at the 29-yard line of the Rebels, as that stops the clock with 6:11 to go. Each team with all 3 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 10. Reese and Sampson are both in the game now in the backfield. Reese gets the carry, has room, 35, runs forward to the 38-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down. One of Deshad Reese's best runs of the evening. It'll be 3rd and 1. As we are under 6 minutes to go. And quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 4-down territory here. Because the Rebels want to play keep away and start running some clock here. And they're taking every second here, I think, of this play clock to get this 3rd and 1 play in. Same formation. Grossel in the pistol. Reese stands to his left. Sampson to the right with 3 wide receivers. Low snap. Reese has got it. And he should have enough for the first down as he takes it just shy of the 40-yard line. A good job by Justin Grossel to grab that shotgun snap. It was low and he was able to pick it up and feed it in the belly of Reese and get just enough. They didn't need much, didn't get much, but it was sufficient for the first down. And more importantly, now that the chains have moved, the clock starts moving. 5:10 to go in the football game. The clock is the ally of the Rebels right now with that 3-point lead, 10-7. Play clock is at 10 as Grossel gets them set to go. Play clock is at 6, at 5, at 3, and there's the snap. Give to Reese, and he breaks the tackle at the 40, goes forward to about the 43, maybe the 44-yard line before he's finally stopped there. And I think Noah Shannon made that tackle for the Rangers. And that's a gain of close to 4 for Deshad Reese, 2nd and 6, under 4:30 to go in the football game. And this is going to test coach's ability, both sides now, to manage the clock. Something if we've watched enough Cleveland Browns games so far in the first couple of weeks, that's been a source of tension, I think, for everybody, managing that clock. Play clock at 10 as the Rebels go on the line now. Play clock at 4. On 2nd down, Sampson gets it, runs left, and breaks a tackle, but then gets stood up at the 44. A couple players jump on top of the pile, and they'll mark him down near the 45. It's a lot of effort for a 1-yard gain, and it will bring up 3rd down and 5. And I think Sean Dodd just took a timeout. That's a smart decision. With the 3rd and 5 coming up, 3:49 to go, you can stop the clock here and try to conserve some time here if you're able to get a stop and set up 4th down. I'm going to tell you, the first 2 weeks of the season, we had blowouts on our WKYC.com game of the week, but the last 3 have been beauties in terms of going down to the wire. I mean, even the Storm game 2 weeks ago in Orange, I mean, that was, if you were with us for that game, it was competitive until Orange finally kind of seized the edge early in that 4th quarter before the rains came. And, of course, last week, Euclid and Medina went down to the wire. And tonight, when it looked like the Rebels were going to have firm command of this game throughout, Eastlake North was able to get a touchdown early in the 3rd quarter and put it at a 1-possession game, which is where we're at now, 10-7, as the Rebels face a 3rd and 5 at their own 45-yard line to try to keep this possession alive. Grossel with the pistol. Small goes in motion. He'll go back to throw. Grossel rolling right. He can tuck and run. He will get the first down inside the 50 to the 48-yard line of the Rangers. Justin Grossel again uses his legs to move the chains for the Rebels and a first down. What a great run by the 5'10", 165-pound senior quarterback. Man, just when they needed it. 3:39 to go, clock stops, first down. Remember, Grossel ran out of bounds. That's why the clock is stopped. But again now, the Rebels will go into management mode. Sampson will get the carry, runs left side, inside the 45, inside the 44. Boy, he is one man away from busting that for a big play. Timeout taken by the Rangers. That's their second. As Sampson will be brought down at the 44 for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. But you can see now, when they give the ball to Ira Sampson, who starts right and runs left, I mean, it looks like it's going to be daylight there. And it looks like if Ira Sampson can kind of shed that second man that comes out of him, he can bust it for a big gainer. He just hasn't been able to shake it loose tonight. But even on that play, he still got him 4 yards. It's 2nd down and 6 with 3:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Again, go to WKYC.com on Monday around noon or so. We will have our nominations for the Week 6 high school football game of the week. I can tell you 2 of the nominees. Still working on number 3. Menor at Solon will be one of our nominated games next week. And how about another game with 2 teams I've never called before? Berkshire at Lutheran West. Coming into tonight, one of those teams was 4-0 and the other one was 3-1. And it's a big game in terms of their computer points. We'll talk more about that if we end up going to Lutheran West next week. All right, out of the timeout, 2nd and 6 for the Rebels. Both Reese and Sampson back in the backfield. Sampson gets the carry, gets around Cam Brown, but they will put him down at the 45 for a yard loss. Last timeout utilized by the Rangers with 3:24 to go. It will bring up a 3rd down and 7. And James Steinmetz will get credited for the tackle. But again, Cam Brown really deserves some kudos for getting in the backfield quickly and slowing up Sampson to the point that allowed Steinmetz and the rest of the Rangers to come over and make the tackle. So the Rangers are now out of timeouts. And again, where you're at on this side of the field is presumably now for Matt Duffy, 4-down territory. But you're trying to preserve as much time as you can. So if you get the football back for your offense, you give them a fighting opportunity and try to move it down the field with an opportunity to tie or win the game. And first things first, though, you need some stops. I think somebody just told us the Nationals are leading the Indians now 7-2. I mean, it's one thing to have the season come to an end, but come to an end with back-to-back-to-back big losses like that. The last 2 in Chicago and tonight in Washington. Tough way to end. All right, big play here. 3rd down and 7 for the Rebels. Grossel in the shotgun. Steps up on a quarterback draw. He's got lots of room. 1st down to the 30. He's to the 25. And Grossel will take it to the 22-yard line. Great call by Matt Duffy and his staff, and a great piece of running again by Justin Grossel. 1st down, Rebels with 3:16 to go. And remember, the Rangers can no longer stop the clock. Great call and a great piece of running by Grossel. Boy, has he had a number of big runs tonight to keep drives going for Willoughby South, including 2 on this drive. The one near midfield and that one on the 3rd and 7. Clock moves, and again, the Rangers can't stop it anymore. Grossel gives. Sampson runs left side inside the 15 and got tripped up at about the 15-yard line with a big head of steam. He still gets 6 yards on the pickup. It will be 2nd down and about 3 with under 2.5 to go. And if you're the Rangers, you are desperate to try to get in and strip the football. But the problem is, if you miss, you leave a guy like Ira Sampson open for a big run like that. Play clock is at 20, game clock at 2:10, and Justin Grossel's going to let it rewind here. Play clock now at 10, game clock at 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 3, Rebels at the Ranger 14. Grossel gives. Sampson swings left, cuts inside, falls down near the first down marker. And didn't quite get there. It'll be 3rd down, about a half yard. And you know what, the Rebels at this point are fine with that, because that's going to eat up a lot more time. 30 seconds play clock, 1:35 game clock. And one more first down, and the Rebels are going to have this thing here. Time keeps ticking away. 15 seconds play clock, 1:20 game clock. 10-7, Willoughby South with the lead in the football. 3rd and 1 at the North 11-yard line. Justin Grossel, can he do it again? Gives. Sampson, first down inside the 10. He'll go to the 9, and that should pretty much sign, seal, and deliver this victory for the Rebels of Willoughby South. And I just saw Matt Duffy about 5 yards on the field kind of put the arms up in the air to get the crowd going and pumped his fist. 55 seconds to go. About a 30-second differential here, and they can pretty much kneel it down here if they want to, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I'll tell you what. Again, this is not a game that'll be put in the Museum of Modern Art, but it's a victory for Willoughby South. And any victory against your rival, you will take any day of the week. Grossel will go to a knee, and he does not have to go to a knee again. That will do it. The Rebels from Willoughby South avenge the loss to Eastlake North from last year. Payback is sweet. The Rebels beat the Rangers tonight here at Winter Stadium. Your final score: Willoughby South 10 and Eastlake North 7. And the Rebels improve to 4-1 as the cannon shoots off, indicating a victory here at Winter Stadium. And Eastlake North played hard and played valiantly, especially in the second half, but they will drop to 2-3 on the season. Well, this was fun tonight. Fun to be here. And by the way, kudos again, let me just say before I get off there, kudos again to everybody here at Willoughby South. This is a great facility. They're great people, Jim Mormito and the rest of his athletic staff, and they took great care of us tonight, and we couldn't have been happier to be here. We'll let you know again Monday what our nominees are for next week. It's gonna be hard.